Nothing has changed much for our working class communities. Our people continue to live in abject poverty, are facing unprecedented levels of unemployment and violence, cannot afford food and basic necessities such as water, electricity and transport, and added to this, we live in overcrowded communities because of lack of decent housing. Further to this, the high levels of corruption in the public and private sector is exacerbating the poor plight of resources, which is meant to improve the lives of the poor, is being stolen by thugs in suits. Okay, I'm in a suit, but okay. By thugs in suits and boardrooms, leaving the poor to die of hunger and violence. Our communities are saying enough is enough. We are taking back our power and mobilizing to govern ourselves as those meant to serve on our behalf have proven themselves untrustworthy and unaccountable to us, the working class. It is against this backdrop that the working class communities from Belleville, Bishop Lavis, Bonteheuwel, Langa, Steenberg, Mannenberg, Nyanga, Hanover Park, Flamingo, Freedom Square, Samora Machel, Philippi, Michels Plain, Khayelitsha, Kensington, Franklinton, Heidveld, Delft, Kraaifontein, Otari, Reitenbach, as well as SAFU and local shop stewards from various trade unions in our communities are busy preparing for the total shutdown. Our movement has been spurred on by the lack of unity in our various communities, where certain groupings of formation are exclusionary and or issue of sector focus, thereby lacking the need and capacity to address all socio-economic issues faced by poor communities on local and national level. The Western Cape Shutdown movement is a non-partisan and non-sectarian working class movement that is owned and led by the working class communities. It is grounded in democratic grassroots practice and processes which is led from the bottom up, owned by communities. Our movement aims to mobilize and unite our working class communities and build solidarity for our cause, which is fighting violence, poverty, inequality, racism, and neoliberalism by creating a better, safer, healthier, and equal society. We are in the process of listening to voices of our people through gathering demands from community to community. These demands will be consolidated as we move forward and will form the basis of our engagement with government. We shall have a Western Cape total shutdown on Tuesday, 25 September 2018 between 5 a.m. and 10, where our communities shall come out as united working class saying enough is enough and demand that our voice be heard. We shall do this through reclaiming our streets on the day which will have an impact on the economy. It is our aim to continuously work on drawing it all urban, peri-urban and rural working class communities to participate, to be part of our movement and our fight for the poor marginalized. Forward to people's power forward. United working class shall never be defeated. And issued by Western Cape Total Shutdown Communities. Contact Harriet Abrahams, Gato Wenza, Yasin Juan. As I read the statement and ended it, I said Amandla. Because I fully agree with the statement. Fully. And anybody who knows the history, who has been working here, fully agrees with the statement. I'll make a statement towards the end. Why further I read the statement? I'm not a Cape Townian. I don't live here. But it's a nice place. Yeah, it is. But since 7 months or 8 months I was given this terrible job. The job is terrible, guys, I must tell you. Nrete talks about agriculture. It was nice there. Terrible here. I think this is my 7th time coming here. There is no place I visited in the country more than Western Cape. No. We have even had a workshop trying to deal with drug issues here. I visited too many of these places. Definitely I agree. People don't feel safe here. I fully agree with you. Even statistics agree with us. You can't have the police station that forever leads in murder in the Republic of South Africa. We have to dethrone, we have to demote them and don't become number one. Why I set amandla to this statement is because the people of Western Cape, especially Cape Town, they have realized that working together will bring the better life. That's why I said amandla. When all townships are mentioned without putting the race on them, to them that was a victory on its own. And I said, if we move on this call and we act on this call, life will be better soon. That's the first one. The second one was that the issues have been broadened. For me, it's rare, because whenever I come here, people raise the issues of security, safety, and gangsterism. But whenever I come here, that's not the only thing I see in this city. I see a lot of poverty. I see a lot of hunger. I see a lot of people packed like sardines. One time when a family was shot at Browns, I went there at night and police said you can't go there because it's dark. I said, but people sit here, stay here. So I went, but indeed, you could see as far as here. That's what happens. So I said, I love this thing of people beginning to put and pull together all matters. Now, I don't want to be called a media bash. Two things that happened to me yesterday. When I watched you the whole morning. The whole morning I watched live. There was SABC and AT on the NCA. Two things I took up on that one. Not attacking them. This thing is so broad in the statement, but they went to two townships. They went to two townships which happens to be colored townships, and they never went to the African township to observe them. That's the first point. That's the first point I picked up. Secondly, they reduced in the media a matter which is part of the problems. Gangsterism. Never spoke about poverty, never spoke about packing in the houses, never spoke about darkness, never spoke about lack of toilets where people wake up in the middle of the night to go and clean the toilet, never spoke about those things. I said to myself, you are reducing the struggle of the people to your own agenda. That's what I said to myself. Having seen what happened in the morning, you know this thing called stand grenade, it scares you. Boom! That thing scares. Thanks to the people that were there, especially Chris and Max. I picked up the phone and I said, these things can't be allowed to forever go on this way. So I know Henrietta before today, and I know because she's what I almost is. And I heard her shouting, say, "Take me." She reminded me, Mamu Dorothy Nyembe. We were arrested, many of us, and the police left her and said, no, can't leave me, take me too. So she reminded me of that. And I said, today, there are many things that will be cut off so that one comes to Cape Town to hear and see what to be done. You see, I don't want to talk too much as I'm standing here. We have been talking and you have said that. But we raised few concrete points. One concrete point is imbizo of the working class and the poor people to put their own program on the matter going forward. Well, I'm not sure about imbizo on the beginning of October because I don't want it to be mampumbizo. Okay, but that imbizo will find the day next week that I come back here with the National Commission of the South African Police and the committee here and try to broaden the committee, invite all these committees, and we plan together that imbizo. That meeting is next week. So that when imbizo happens, is not the government thinking alone, but from bottom up, as you say, and we work together to find permanent, even semi-permanent solution that has been harassing the people of this place for far too long. That's the first one that will happen next week. We're back here, give us a day, sit down, and work planning going forward. The second one, Loiso, I don't control other comrades and colleagues in government. What I will do, either today or tomorrow, is to speak to the Deputy President, who happens to be the leader of the government business, to say, we are requesting these ministers to be part of the work here. But having not received response from the Deputy President to give us those ministers, as the police were not going to stop our own program going forward. That would be the second one. Third one, we will still approach the government of Western Cape to be the part of solutions. Maybe give a little bit explanation on that. I have said people that invited me to come here after speaking to this gentleman, Chris Nomex, they said, they came back to me and they said, the people want to see you. When I asked when, they said, yesterday. I said, okay, yesterday is gone. They said, okay, the next available day. And I said, today. So, I did not contact the government, neither I was contacted by the government, at whatever level. The only thing I saw are statements about what happened yesterday. And I was approached by some media houses to make my statement. And I said no, until I hear what's the story there, which will give me a better understanding for the responses, which I guess government will work better if contact and consult people, and then you give a well-formulated ideas coming from the people too. So that's why when the committee shutdown says they can't sit here, to be honest, I did not know that they were invited. But I could not have allowed the meeting to collapse when people that have invited me are there, because I came with a specific invitation. But that does not mean that there are people that I want. If the Western Cape government invite me tomorrow, I'll be there. But on this fighting going forward will definitely make sure that we avail the process on them and they join us, because government must work in tandem, national, provincial and local. We hope they will come. If they don't come, we'll do, and I have no reason of believing that they won't come. We will have to do what we're supposed to do on behalf of the people of Western Cape, in particular Cape Town, without putting any political tag on it. I don't know what political parties are here. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know your political tax and your political affiliation. What I know is that you are under stress, is that you are under many things that you have raised here, including gangsterism. We have done as a South African police some efforts here, but clearly it's not enough. Clearly. We have come with the Operation Thunder. There have been some success. There are places where I've gone and they've said there are kids that are able to play outside after 6, which is a good measurement. Kids are not supposed to be locked like chickens in the hawk. Kids are supposed to allow to grow, to spend their energy, to go out, play, but on the safe environment. I've been here several times. Whenever I come here, I'm given a bad picture of lovely Stasi from Michel's plane, who was killed and buried in a shallow grave. Our kids must be given an opportunity to grow like kids. As one speaker said, we can't turn our communities to our prison cells. At the present moment, many communities here are not in communities, are in the prison cells. And that situation must change. I can assure you, it cannot be changed by the police alone. Hence, we need to sit down together, but also bring other role players. One role player that we'll have to bring here in a serious way is prosecution, NPA, so that we work hard for criminals not to get paid, so that we work together to say we can't have a person who gets the bail, does the same thing, gets the bail, does the same thing. And fortunately for other departments, they don't have this confront to speak directly with communities. They are hidden behind us. People that get bashing all the time at the police. Even sins that are not committed by them. Police did not commit the sin of poverty, but to get bashing. Police did not commit the sin of lack of housing. Instead of those people all will come here to answer, everybody calls on the police, which does not mean that police, they do correct things all the time. Those things that they don't do correct, we have to sit down together with you and make suggestions. What do you think is supposed to happen? One thing from the side of police and the is to improve the relationship between the police and the communities. Because we're not going to win crime if we create animosity between communities. Criminals will get in, will bash all of us. Hence, we're supposed to come together, be together and work together, communities and the police. For that to happen, as Henrietta said, we are not going to impose on the communities, but listen to your suggestion. If none, you are not giving exactly good, we say, not that one. If you come with the good one, we say, yes, that is one. And how do we jointly work on those things? There is a call of more community involvement. One person spoke of the famous Bambanani. And we all know that crime went down significantly during Bambanani time. Everybody knows here. We are working on Bambanani. We are working on it. I've been given the budget of it is 35 million. Yeah. But that tells you that we are working on it. It's 35, almost between 15 and 20,000 members of the community. Not DA, not ANC, not so and so, members of the community. With your capabilities, not with your politics. We want your capabilities, your contribution, your politics. We see it where you go and deal with your politics. But here, we're dealing with lives. Minus political tax. At 7 tonight, the Justice Cluster, we have a meeting where Home Affairs, Police, Defense, Prosecution coming together. We are finalizing the presidential announcement on the stimulus on security. He has given the stimulus on economy. We are working on him announcing the stimulus on security. One announcement we're expecting there to happen is a special unit of gangsterism in Western Cape. This question has been asked time and again why they were dismantled. We haven't received a proper answer on it. But the answer finally is that we'll have to bring back that unit to work with the people of Western Cape, to work hard on the question of gangsterism, so that the kids and the people around here, they grow under the normal circumstances. I thought you would love that one because you've made it a problem. But I agree with the big Mbizo with more departments coming together. Fortunately, the Minister of Housing, what you call it now? Human Settlement, is a daughter of the soil. Noma India. Is a daughter of the soil. So that's one thing that you have raised very serious. But the other thing here in Western Cape that we'll have to deal with it to bring peace and normality are transport issues. I hear that there is a rank that is shut here. I hear that people are ranking anywhere. I don't want to enter on that because it's got some politics until I speak to those people. I spoke to an MEC grant yesterday about it. We have been here from both Department of South African Police and the Transport Nationally to come and try to find the answers on these matters. But we were taken aback that when such a decision was taken, we were not told as partners working on the matter. So I began to smell politics on it. Even the Provincial Commissioner of the South African Police did not know about that decision. Did not know. And that's what is exactly what I'm saying. That we'll have to help each other here. Scrap politics out of the human tragedy and human pain here. Let it off. So, these things I have mentioned will be ironed out on a day next week. How do we take all these things forward with the hope that committees like this one will be reporting back to the community? I'll die standing in Western Cape if I come back every week. But it's good that there is leadership that is accepted, that is rooted on people that we're working with so that they report back on the matter. But next week, we'll begin to know that we are seriously, concretely going forward, taking the issues of Western Cape, Cape Flats, Nyanga, Langa, Elsa's River. You come from Elsa's River? You come from Elsa's River? Jeremy? come from there, okay. So, work together on these matters. We'll open all our ears, but we'll also open our minds so that we get the new ideas. I always say, if you say to people, don't tell me because I know everything, you are a dead man walking. Once you begin to say, please, I know everything, you are a dead man walking. That's why we come with open ears, open mind, and we are very sure we will get the new ideas how to work to this place. The police matter, I want to put it on the discussion. As we discussed, because I'm not going to allow the relationship between the police and the communities to be devastated. No way that can be allowed. No way. We'll have to work towards improving. I agree with Chris when he says we have good police persons, good, and we have bad police persons. So ours is to work on the good police, increase them, protect them, and save those that are bad if they can be still saved. But if they can't be saved, nothing we can do but try to increase the number of those good that we'll be doing. There is this thing that has been raised all the time here, the shortage of police in Western Cape, and is used as a political tool that was starving you resources because we are ruled somewhere else. That's not true. At the present moment, the South African Police Service personnel is down by 10,000 from 2010. 10,000. What is happening? The United Nations says a proper policing ratio, 1 is to 220. In South Africa, right now, we are 1 is to 383, which is almost doubled, and that is across the country. The most effort done are here in Western Cape. We brought almost 300 more with Operation Thunder. We brought them hoping that we take them 3 months later, and clearly we are not going to do that. Because when we move to these communities, 8 seconds they say, okay, we can see the change. One thing they are not going to do, to take these police away. And it looks like if we can think of taking them away now, we'll be cut. Clearly. Because the communities feel that way. But we have agreed that the part of going forward, even with the cabinet and the president, is to increase the intake. Here, we will be taking numbers with the next intake, almost more than 1,000, to train to deal with the Western Cape. The only thing, Commissioner, the leadership of the community, I don't know, we'll have to find the best way of recruiting correct people. I don't have it in hand at the present moment. Because we want to recruit people that are going to be members of the South African police, not the people that will come here to enhance their tourism, their criminalities, hiding under the uniform. So communities will have to help us. Communities will have to work with us on that to recruit the people that will work on behalf of the South African population, especially those that will be sent here. Those that will be too much here, will have to work and improve the lives of all of you. Let me say thank you. And this time, don't judge us by coming back and talking here. Judge us by coming back and reporting how far have we gone on things we said. The next meeting, either we're here or is your leadership or anybody must report the progress we have made or we're making, rather than say we're giving the report of the last meeting and become the same. We want to put our foot on concrete progress marching forward so that life can be better than life today must be better than yesterday, and tomorrow must be better than today. So we will work hard on that, work together. These are not promises we make, these are commitments we make. And commitments and promises are different. So I hope, I've gone too many holes now recently, too many. I hope whatever we meet next time, we'll be saying, this has happened, this is happening on this particular date, this is here, that is there, rather than saying, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. I hope next time I stand in any podium in this place, we'll be able to say, these are things that are happening. By the way, I do want to thank, I'm really very happy about this statement I read. The statement of pulling people together, the statement of people understanding their issue, the statement of saying to people, it's only artificial you see. Just a little bit, if you scratch here, we are all people, we are all human beings. And we stick with it. Amanda.
Thank you very much, Minister Bheki Cele, and thank you for your inputs. I'm going to call on Major General Jantjie to come and do the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Let me first acknowledge the National Minister of Police, the Provincial Commissioner of the Western Cape, the advisors of the Minister, the Divisional Commissioners that are here, the Deputy Commissioners that are here, the leadership of Shutdown, as well as the communities that are coming from the different areas. Let me first thank our God for allowing us to meet today and allowing us the day that is beautiful in order for us to be able to come together and engage.
Can you first apologize